Hey Sainers, welcome to Saints TV Weekly for 2024. Really excited to be back to get everything kicked off for the AFL season. We are not far away. We'll talk about that very shortly. But in the meantime, I'd just like to thank Inglewood Coffee Roasters again for being the sponsor of Saints TV Weekly for the season. Go to www.inglewoodcoffeeroasters.com.au. Coffee, tea, chai products, all there. Discount code is ready to go for the season as well. So make sure you redeem that and you get all your products in time for the football to kick off. Now, I wish we were starting off this video with some positive news, but I just want to get through it very, very quickly. We all know the news of Hunter Clark recently. He had a fracture to his orbital bone, and he will not be taking any part in the Pracky games. He'll be away for at least a fortnight. That's what the club have said. Obviously, it's really disappointing because Clark has been really just tearing it up at training from when I've been there and watched. I thought he's been in excellent form. He looks like he's got his body in a really good shape. And again, something that is out of his control, that is just a stray elbow to the face, is something he can't avoid, and it always seems to be him. And it's really, really frustrating. If it's frustrating for us, just imagine how frustrated Hunter Clark is. From reports, when that accident did happen, he grabbed his mouth guard and he just piffed it. He was just pissed. So we wish him all the best, and I really do think that if he can get his body right for the season, we're going to see the absolute best of him. But that is, not the greatest. I feel like last year, Saints TV Weekly, we kicked it off with the injury news anyway, but by then it was, we hardly had anyone on the park that we could talk about. So Hunter Clark, he's going to be away for at least a fortnight. Hopefully he gets himself right for round one. On other big news, I suppose, I guess it's massive news. He's our best player, but Jack Sinclair, he's got a bit of calf soreness or just calf uncomfortability. It's just not feeling 100% apparently. And so he's set to miss both practice games again. So we won't be seeing him against Essendon on Friday or North Melbourne the following Sunday. He was at the club on Friday when I was there. I did see him. He looked in pretty good spirits. Apparently he was on the bike in the gym, and obviously he was working the calf in the pool in the Danny Frawley Centre. So just by, I guess, how his spirits looked, I'm pretty hopeful that by round one he will be ready to go. That's still a month away, or just under a month away now, so I think that's enough time, hopefully, for Sinks to get his calf right. And he's never really been an injury-prone type of player, and he's an ultra-professional, so I think you put those things together, and I'm expecting this hopefully won't be a reoccurring thing, and he'll get his body right in time for Geelong on March 16th. But, disappointing news nonetheless. Now, we speak of the season. Obviously, we got Geelong in round one. But I did want to make mention to a special offer that the club are promoting at the moment. This is specifically for round two against the Pies, the Thursday night game at the MCG, which is going to be massive. It's our home game against the reigning premiers on their home deck, basically. So it's going to be a big night for us, depending on how round one goes. But the club have dropped a 5-game membership for $150, which guarantees you level 1 reserved seat to the Collingwood game, and then you get 4 other Saints home games of your choosing, which is pretty amazing. Then they've also got another package, which is just level 1 MCG pass for $100, and that is a reserved seat to the Collingwood game, ability to purchase extra guest passes to bring friends along and sit together. You'll also get $10 contribution to the Danny Frawley Centre, and there's more benefits that aren't listed at the moment. But those two are pretty decent. I think that the 150 one for 5 games, that's unreal. That's not a bad one at all. And that is just another reminder for anyone watching that if you are a mad Sainer like myself, but you haven't signed up, this is the chance to do it. We are an exciting young team. We've got so much to look forward to in this season and beyond. And I think we've just got to continue to grow the membership. Last year was another record, 60,000. We want to get 65,000. We talked to Noah, who's in the membership team last week on the Street Talk, and he mentioned the goal was 65,000. So if you haven't signed up, do it, and get any Sainer to do it as well, and their pets. And let's break the record again. That'd be amazing. Now it brings me to Friday's game. We're talking about a game. There is going to be a match preview out. I can't believe it. It's happened so quickly. Match previews, they're going to be kicking off this week against the Bombers and then North. But that brings us to Friday's game. Friday, the 23rd of Feb, 2 p.m. RSCA Park. If you can't get down, it is going to be broadcast on KO. But go. It's footy. It's going to be good weather. The weather looks like pristine again. And everyone that gets to go to games at RSCA in the Pracky games when it's a nice summer's day, you just have the best time. It is the best feeling. Gates open at 1 o'clock. Game is at 2. And we're going to see the Gresh Prince return. And that's it's going to be interesting, I think. And then, yeah, Essendon have been pumped up quite a bit. You know, a lot of, I guess, so-called experts see Essendon and St Kilda on that same level. You know, the same trajectory, same standard. So it's going to be interesting to see how the Bombers go, because they've brought in quite a few fresh faces. They've done the whole marquee signing thing, that kind of like what we did, reminiscent of what we did in 2019 when we got Brad Hill and Paddy Ryder, Butler, Jones, Dougal Howard, all these guys coming in. They've done that this year, you know. So it's going to be probably a tough game. I mean, last year we played Melbourne. We got pantsed in this fixture, and then we picked up the pieces after that and beat Essendon. So this time we've got Essendon first, then we've got North. So I'm really excited for this. We don't want any injuries, obviously, but we want to get full capacity. We want to see the red, white, and black out in force. And if you can get the day off work, and if you don't have work, there's no excuses. Get down, support the boys, get a coffee at the Linden Street Cafe and enjoy the good time. So I can't wait. I can't wait to just go see some competitive football. The intra-clubs and Pracky, you know, the Pracky games during training are fun, but we want to see some real stuff. And this is the closest thing we're going to get to it in the foreseeable future. And then we'll get the real stuff eventually, which will be even more exciting. And that does bring me to rounding out the episode. We'll talk about the Pracky game. They did a little mini intra-club on the Friday when I was there. King kicked 4. He was just sublime. Filippo was all over the place and marking everything. He kicked 3. Owens was excellent. And Nasai Wangani Malira, I mean, wow. Him off halfback. But he surprisingly pressed up to the center of the ground quite aggressively a lot of the time out of possession. So we might see him, you know, playing that, starting at halfback, but then really finishing up, you know, between the arcs, which I think just makes him even more dangerous, to be honest. Riley Bonner was great. Windy got a lot of the ball out of the middle. Darcy Wilson, they all looked in ripping nick. Cal Wilkie did what he needed to do. Dougal Howard looked very good, and Cooper Sharman didn't miss anything in front of goal and took a few nice grabs as well. So I think that bodes well for Friday against the Bombers. I'll wrap it up there saying as this is the first episode of Saints TV Weekly for 2024. I'm really excited. As I mentioned at the top, Inglewood Coffee Roasters. Check them out, www.inglewoodcoffeeroasters.com.au. Get your coffee hit, or your tea, or your chai, and you can get a discount as well. On that note, Sainers, that is Saints TV Weekly for, I guess, the opening episode of 2024. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and obviously comment your thoughts. I read them and appreciate all your support. So we're only getting started. There is a lot more in store. Stay tuned, and I'll see you very soon. But until then, enjoy your week, Sainers. And as always, go you mighty Sainers. See you guys.